How's it going there, everybody? It's Mr. Zan over here bringing you guys a brand new Nanatsu no Taizai chapter discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be talking about is chapter 202. And yes, folks, I'm a little excited due to the fact that, we finally are able to get a brand new Nanatsu no Taizai chapter since it's been so long. And we're all wondering as to what was going on back in that holy war that we were watching back in December or early December, or if it was December, it was November. I'm not too sure because it's been such a long time since I've finally been able to actually read Nanatsu no Taizai that I'm glad that this chapter finally came out. But the funny part about it is, guys, that I actually almost forgot about Nanatsu no Taizai. That once it came out here, I'm a little late on the week. Honestly, folks, this chapter's been out for about a couple days now, and I'm like barely reading it right now, and I'm seeing this like, what the heck, When did this chapter come out, Nakaba-sensei? You tease us, I swear. But I'm glad that Nakaba-sensei is getting better, folks, due to the fact that, of course, like I said, he was hospitalized. He just needed some bed rest and everything. But I see that he's back at it again with some great chapters. Now, let's talk about this chapter, folks, because this chapter has a lot to actually talk about. Granted, though, we last left off with King Diana and Meliodas facing off against Karma Dios, one of the 10 commandments. And right there and then, in this chapter, we see that Karma Dios was actually almost winning, but due to the fact once Meliodas came on the scene, you literally sideswiped him and just killed him right there. But the thing is with Karma Dios is the dialogue that he said when he actually was finished off by the freaking 3 of them was the fact that I will make sure that you guys are gonna have a living hell when I come back. And I'm here thinking like, okay, wait a minute. Whoa. So is he gonna be reincarnated again? Because it seems that reincarnation seems to be a very pivotal role in Nanatsu no Taizai, or the lore involved in it. That a lot of characters, their souls get reincarnated, but they do lose a little bit of their memories. So it goes on to say that will we see the soul of Karma Dios again later in the chapters in the Nanatsu no Taizai? That's what I'm kind of curious, because this character, Karma Dios, was a very formidable foe that it needed to be taken out by King and Diana. And granted, though, they were using the bodies of Dolor and Gloxinia, and those guys were powerhouses as well. So it goes like to say that this character itself was a major powerhouse. And like I said, it seems like maybe he was coming from the Giants clan, or if he was from the Giants clan, maybe it could have been from another clan that we aren't being aware of. But the point of it is that Karma Dios was a very strong, formidable foe, but he is gone from this chapter, from the looks of it. Can't wait to see him again. If Nanatsu no Taizai actually brings him, if Nakaba-sensei actually brings this character back, I will be happy to see that character, because it just seemed that this character could have been shown some more exposition as to seeing what kind of background this character came from. But granted, guys, like I said, right there and then, we then get to see what the human survivors, seems that the human survivors that were being taken care of, before I get there, the human survivors, sorry about the guys, we gotta talk about this. Elizabeth, in playing in part of this role here, folks, was the fact that, oh man, she took out the demons themselves. And it's so funny the way that Meliodas talked to him, saying like, oh, you just talked to the demons. And it was so hilarious because she's just like, yeah, I just needed to set them straight. But like, it felt like a tone that's saying like, oh my god, like this woman is that powerful. So imagine Elizabeth unlocking all of her goddess clan powers. Ooh, dude, that just would be just intense, folks. Honestly, I just can't wait to see how her powers are going to play out in the future. But okay, back to the human survivors, guys. Yes, of course, after Elizabeth was done taking care of the demons that were still there, then we get to see the human survivors, and then we get to see one of the human survivors. Looks like he's one of the leaders, or at least the representations of the human survivors, and his name is Law. A lot of people in the community are saying that, oh my god, he looks like Bond. Oh my god, what if he's his ancestor? No, from my personal opinion, it could just be just a look-alike, because Nakaba-sensei does draw some of the characters very similar. I mean, come on. Just look at a majority of the characters there. Some of them will happen to be looking like another character. Maybe it is Bond's actual ancestry. We don't know that for sure, but from the looks of it, to me, it just maybe just coincidence. It could just be very much coincidence, folks. But moving on, yes, and his name is Law too. And no, I'm not talking about Trafalgar Law from One Piece. No, his name is actual Law. It's funny because whenever somebody's named Law, you know for sure they're a very, very cool character. You guys know that for sure in any other anime besides One Piece. Have you guys ever heard of video game High School? there's a character named Law, and he was a very strong character, had a very suave personality, but he was still the emphasis of cool in that story itself. Like I said, every character that you guys meet that are named Law is always supposed to be a cool character. But like I said, moving on, Law was talking to King Diana and Meliodas about, are they part of the stigmata of light? And apparently that's the resistance against the demon clan themselves. And apparently, yes, they were. And of course, King and Diana are unaware because they're in Delorean and Gloxinia's body, so they don't know what's going on. Granted though, they actually then take those human survivors to the Fairy King's forest, and from there, folks, we actually get to see right there and then one of the 4 archangels, and we get to see Narabasta for once to see how she looks, and it looks like she's still that boisterous, feminine, and rude, obnoxious person that she is still, because it seems that apparently she has that attitude due to the fact that she's around very important people. But if she can't hold her own caliber, it doesn't really kind of make up for her character. It's just because of the way that she's been raised, and it seems to be that she gives off that kind of demeanor itself. And I laughed at the fact that that when she was trapped, you could say trapped inside the body, that when she was resurrected, oh man, that's it. Like, she was taken out. There's a reason why she was taken out. Narabasta she just seems like a very weak character, even if she's part of the goddess clan itself. But moving on, yes, we saw Narabasta, and also the goddess clan members. I'm noticing that we haven't seen any male members yet. Have you guys noticed that? All the goddess clan members that we're noticing, that they're all female members. So it goes on to say that, are the male members ever so present? Are they even around? Are we actually ever going to see a male angel or a female, besides a female angel? I mean, granted, I love females and everything, but I'm just kind of curious as if Nakaba is only going to make them only female. I'm just kind of curious as to if he's going to play with that route. I'm just curious, folks. Nothing wrong with there being a male or a female. I'm just kind of curious to how he's going to play with that route. But like I said, moving on, we then see Ludo Ciel. Yes, folks, that's one of the 4 main great archangels. And it seems that she was showing her true... Oh, and by the way, it's a she. Ooh, big surprise, right? Now, she was showing her very murderous intent on the demon clan members themselves, because right there, they all met up at the Fairy King's forest, and we're noticing that the way she was talking, she just seemed like she had this deep hatred, that the way that Nakaba actually even drew the pictures around her with so much detail and emphasis on her facial expressions, and you see that she wants to eradicate. And then we just see Meliodas right there on the side saying, interesting. Like, he's looking at her with caution, and we're noticing Meliodas is the type of person, that he always reads people. He's always reading people. He's always reading the situation itself. It doesn't matter where he's at. But it just seems that I feel like Meliodas really does have beef with the goddess clan themselves, that he just has one of his hands back and just ready with just go all out with them. It doesn't matter what situation they're at. It just seems that Meliodas is just ready to actually attack them, because it doesn't seem that he doesn't fully trust the goddess clan themselves. Maybe in the war, maybe he's the one that actually sealed the goddess clans with the demon clan themselves. That way they can have a truce as to wondering as to what's going on. But then again, it really wouldn't make any sense too at the same time, because of the fact that the goddess clan kind of resents Meliodas. So it goes along to say that something must have happened between Meliodas and the demon clan and the goddess clan, that this triangle, because it seems that Meliodas is like the medium between these two parties. And honestly, I can't wait to see how it's going to be playing out back in this war. It just seems interesting to see how it's going to go, guys, honestly. But moving on, I would say in the chapter themselves, of course, we see Elizabeth talking to Ludo Ciel, and it seems that Elizabeth has that, like, not childlike mentality. It's more or less to say she's very ignorant and comes to terms of what's going on with the great main archangels as to what their opinions are going to be with the goddess clan members themselves, because she apparently is happy the fact that she's saying, we're going to finally have peace. But by the peace that Ludo Ciel is kind of inferring is more along the say of eradication and the imperialistic attack against the demon clan members themselves. And granted, of course, Elizabeth just wants peace of word of mouth and the truce, like a peace treaty. But of course, we're not really going to be ever seeing that, because this is shown in manga. So there's going to be a battle ensuing soon enough, folks, like I said. But that's it for today's, folks. Like I said, great chapter. great detailing on Ludo Ciel. Can't wait to see what more Ludo Ciel has to offer, what kind of powers she has to bring to the table, as well as to see what makes her one of the 4 great main archangels. And I'm wondering too, where are the other 4 main archangels? Maybe it's half female and the other one's half males. Like, you know, 2 of the main archangels are females and the other 2 are male angels. Like I said, I want to see how Nakaba's gonna go with that kind of route. But let me know down in the comments below as to what are you guys' thoughts on the Goddess Clan's 4 main archangels. Let me know what you guys think about how they're gonna play a pivotal role in this arc itself. And what do you guys think of Meliodas? Do you guys think Meliodas is gonna attack Ludo Ciel because of that quote that she said that she wants to eradicate all the Demon Clan members? Like I said, there's a lot to infer in this chapter, but yet so many questions are kind of slightly being answered. But we're slowly getting there, folks. We are slowly getting to see what Nakaba is trying to tell us of what happened in the war that back in 3,000 years ago. But honestly, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. But like, that's it. That's all I can have to say. Loving the chapter. Oh, and also, do you guys think that really is Bond's ancestor? Law. Do you guys really think Law is Bond's ancestor? But like I said, personally, I think it's just coincidence, honestly. But like I said, though, that's it for today, folks. If you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Nanatsu no Taizai chapter discussions. And as always, guys, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. But this is Mr. Zen, signing out.
Thank you.